Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Thursday. How is everyone doing today? Good morning, John. Rick says good morning in New York City, and he has a place for sale in Naples, Florida. Is that you're selling it to people escaping New York? You know, that's what's going to save Florida real estate right now. The New York election and new mayor. Oh, boy. Yeah, my sister lives in New York City, and she's like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, time to get out. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Legion Reaver. Good morning, Sterling, who broke a metacarpal in his left hand. Sterling, you gotta be careful with jujitsu. Sorry you broke your metacarpal. I'm really sorry about that, Sterling. I guess but you can still cut and paste in key earnings reports, right, Sterling? Oh, I hope it gets. How long's the recovery time on that, Sterling? I really feel bad for you. I'm sorry. It is never a good idea to break a metacarpal. Good morning, Royal Palms. Can we look at Google, please? We can look at Google. I was actually looking at it earlier. Good morning, Jake. Here we go. See? Celsius Holdings, miss beat. I can't even speak. Down 16%. Some of these reactions off of earnings are insane. ConocoPhillips beat miss, stock flat. Datadog, I was looking at that earlier, was a beat, but look at the PE. Look at how much the EPS increased, and then tell me we're up 20% on Datadog. I think people just like to trade Datadog because of his name. Things are so out of whack. It's going to be so fascinating. Oh boy. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Ted. Moderna beat stock up 6.75%. Hello, Charles. Warner Brothers Discovery beat miss. Warner Brothers Discovery up for sale. Who's going to buy it? Who is going to buy Warner Brothers Discovery? Any guesses? AstraZeneca? You know, now from a name of a company, I love that name. You know, AstraZeneca. That is a good company name. Nothing about what they do, just that is a. Who else agrees that that's a good company name? Wouldn't you like to say, yeah, I founded AstraZeneca? That is a good company name. At least I think so. But I'm a little crazy. So, huh? Yeah, boy. All right. Alrighty. Challenger job cuts coming in at 153. Again, lots of headlines about job cuts. I have a question. I have a question. Now we have the Fed focused on unemployment. Inflation be damned. We're going to cut. We're going to cut due to unemployment. Even though if I have never seen a study that there is a direct correlation between Fed cutting rates and unemployment, what they say is the studies, you know what, it's all right, they cut rates, it stimulates growth, companies hire more. I now have a question for everyone. Something I've been mulling over, which probably makes it worthless. But what happens in era of AI where companies are laying people off because of AI, because AI is going to save everything. Although AI is a real good memory machine and makes up crap when it has to. So in that way, it's sort of like people. It doesn't really think for itself. It So we're just going to lay people off and replace it with AI. So if you cut rates and you're going to stimulate stuff and you think you're going to stimulate employment, what if you just stimulate adoption of AI and it doesn't do crap for employment because there's no direct correlation anyways? Riddle me that. Riddle me that, please, on this Thursday morning. Can somebody come up with a good answer? Donut, Krispy Kreme. I do like the name. I do like the symbol donut. DNUT. Was a beat miss? So they miss on the more critical one, which is revenue, and it's up 11.14. You know what? Nothing's rational. But do I like it better than Datadog? AstraZeneca sounds like something in outer space, doesn't it? Like man, we make it should make like spaceships. AstraZeneca to infinity and beyond. But Datadog, you know what? Just because I love doggies. You gotta like the name Datadog, but it doesn't have that same flair. We need more flair. Do you have your what is it? Do you have your 20 pieces of flair on? Was it 20 pieces of flair? How many pieces of flair did you have to wear? What movie is that from? Oh boy. U.S. announces changes in reciprocal. We'll get to the markets in a second. Reciprocal tariff rates with China after agreement. So just like people, what's that in reference to? I lost track of myself. Correct. Doesn't really think for itself, but neither do most employees. Yeah, but you could get lucky with an employee. You know what? I'm still with the 80-20 rule. 20% of all employees do 80% of the work. 80% of employees don't do shit. Uh yeah, she's leaving. She's running for the hills. Donut had triggered a daily double bottom going into earnings. Well, gosh darn those patterns. Office, there you go, Daniel. Office space. How many pieces of flair do you need? How many? Do you know the interesting fact? Do you know, since that whole flare reference was tied to TGIF, the restaurant chain, do you know, as that movie got very popular, that TGIF canceled, you know, all those buttons all the employees would wear? They canceled that on the uniforms. They removed that. That tied into Office Space. If the AI, if the 80-20 rule is correct, then maybe AI brings us closer to 2060. You got to still make it total to 100, Jacob. So could we go to, well, I don't know. I don't know, but I want some comments on if you're going to cut rates to stimulate employment, but companies are laying off employees because of AI. Are you stimulating? I really want some thought process on this because we don't get initial or continuing jobless claims today because the shutdown continues. Fly at your own risk, canceling 10% of flights tomorrow. This is, luckily, my wife is flying in today. I get to see her for the first time since before Labor Day. First time. Then she's got to turn around and fly back. She was flying in for a meeting here. But I do get to see her. Oh, boy. All right. So, what do we got? We got more Fed speak. We got a lot of Fed speak today. We have 4-week, 8-week auctions. We had the Challenger job cuts, but again, no government shutdown continues. All right, we got Google and Meta up. We got Nvidia and Broadcom up. Qualcomm released earnings, and I didn't think their earnings are that bad, but they are getting, again, they're not AI enough. They're not AI enough. What's been going on with App too? App's been interesting. Groups, we got comm services, basic materials, energy leading, consumer defensive. Screw the consumer defensive stuff. Even though, you know, some of those are getting to be better values. 67% for the cut in December. Fear and greed, extreme fear, even with this bounce yesterday. Extreme fear. Blood in the streets. Oh, gosh. Everything's useless. 40, we're back over 40 for Schiller PE. Thank you, Sterling, even with his broken metacarpal, putting in the earnings. Thank you so much. After the close today, oh, good. The new pump and dump stock Open Door. Has anybody following that lunatic CEO? Oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't say that. That CEO who's taken over and targeting a much higher stock price, releasing earnings today. DraftKings signing a new deal with ESPN to be their partner in out of control sports betting. That's about it. Oh, Airbnb. One of the reasons housing prices are so unaffordable in some areas. Tomorrow we got Constellation Energy. Uh, that's really it. I mean, not much. We got Wendy's. Has anybody eaten at Wendy's in forever? Alrighty. Congrats. Is that for seeing the wife? Let's ask AI about job cuts amidst of declining rates. That'll work. Somebody see what actually can somebody put that into AI? Choose your AI flavor. I don't care, but ask them if with companies hiring or replacing employees due to AI, and what's going to happen with the Fed cutting rates if it will actually stimulate employment or if it will stimulate more AI adoption. How is Airbnb just curious? Because it sucked in certain areas, like Arizona is a key one. So much of it got bought up to turn into short term, these short term rentals. Short term rentals. What do we have? Okay, we went between the 50 and the 62 and a half. We did not break the trend line yet. We backed off. We have backed off from that. Still the key level. If we take out, we'll bump this up a little. We'll bump this up a little. We got to sustain now above 68.55. Then my target 68.76 area. 68.75 area, 68, but we have to close above 68.76 before we shift the probabilities. So any rally up today, 68.50 to 68.55 is key resistance. This is technically isn't in double territory. We did have a little mini double bottom here that I know hit the first target. Not quite to the second target. Could be invalidated. That we're in choppy mode. What I'm watching for though is key support 68.03 area. 68.03. 6,800. Bump that down closer to 6,800. 6,800 is the key support. 68.55 is key resistance. So there's your support resistance. If we break 6,800, we got to turn that into confirmed resistance, or we have to break it with momentum. Then we'd be looking at about 67.75 and then a retest of the lows. If we only spike between the 50 and 62.5 and do not get above that 62.5 level, then let's see where our harmonics take us. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So if we were to take out, again, before we close above the 62.5, that 68.76 level, if we were to take out yesterday's low, the targets would be 67.72 and the 50 EMA on the daily and the 62.5 harmonic and the harmonic projection just below 6,700. So that's key. That is key. And soon they will flood the market for sale in some areas. Yes, I agree. I do agree. Thank you for joining us, Andrea. As always, Andrea is in the real estate market. She is a broker. Is that correct? In Illinois, unless you've moved. We appreciate her tuning in. Did you dip the fries? That's the only real question about Wendy's. You know what? I have never dipped fries in a Frosty. My wife has. She swears by fries in the Frosty. I've never done it. It doesn't look like Jake has either. Yes, it is still valid. Thank you, Sterling. Okay, you are still in Illinois. I am glad, Andrea. Bro, so the old place I escaped from. That is what's key. Sorry, I'm rambling on this morning. It's just one of those mornings. Key support NASDAQ 25,670 area. Key resistance bumping this down. Key resistance 25,870 to 875 area. Still have to break the best fit line higher. Ooh, let's see on the 1 hour. The NASDAQ, we got a little conflicting signals. NASDAQ first target hit, not quite the second target, still valid. So you still have targets to play out. Well, I'll jump back to the S&P and put this back on because it's still valid. So if this turns around at the open, you still have 68.44 and 68.49 as the targets. And remember, key resistance 68.50 to 68.55. The NASDAQ targets are 625, 827, 25, 855. Still doesn't here. By the way, there is a double top here. Let's see if it is valid. I should say a potential double top. And yes, it is valid. So if we break down and close below 25, 6, 17, 25. We'd have to follow through with at least a 1 hour close, else I wouldn't be holding it. What, 25, 514, 515, 25, 464, 25, 412. So there's your little setups there. Oh, hey, look at that. Shout out to Andrea. Shout out to Andrea. Thank you, Andrea, for doing that. Fries and mayo is bad enough. Actually, where real good Belgian fries with mayo. Now that is a good combo. There was a good Belgian fry shop in New York when I lived there, but the best ones are still overseas. I can do a really good fresh made mayo with the Belgian fries. The Dow technically not hit the final target here. But I'm seeing if we were to take out that low, next intermediate target is right on 46,800. There is not a double or a double bottom. So there's not great patterns in the Dow right now. We'll skip it. The Russell though, has a potential double top, would need a close below 2460.5. And the targets would be 2449, 2443, 2437. If we take out this high area right around this 2482, we're looking 2500 is my target. The VIX, still, yesterday was sell volatility. Still, the only way I can get super bearish is above 20. Otherwise, I'm in choppy mode. Unless we really break down with momentum. So, hold on one second. Just had to respond to the wife. Let me know about her flight that is going to take off soon. Sorry to interrupt the live stream. The DAX. The DAX right at this key bounce back yesterday. Now retesting this key support area. If we start breaking down below 24K, my target's 23.9. There's not a lot of great setups in the DAX. Remember, when there aren't a great a lot of great setups. Sorry, I got to respond one more thing. There we go. Uh, I don't force anything in that market. The notes coming back down, but not triggering the double. A little reversal today against very key support. The yields now pulling back. Going to be watching out. Reacts to the rotation zone again, hitting the 87.5 in a prior key resistance area and pulling back. So it's going to be interesting now to see how it reacts there. Crude, another market we ran up and now breaking below this key support. So I'm looking for a possible quick trip back to fill the gap right around 58.50. Natty gas has been on a run up to a very strong resistance area. I'm looking for a pullback into the top, near the top of the daily rotation zone. Gold, we still have the potential daily double bottom. Nothing's changed since yesterday. Still needs a close above 40.60, 40.59.9, so 40.60. Silver, we have the real, I didn't cover this one yesterday, but it's a beautiful now. Inverse head and shoulders on a daily basis. Beautiful. It's a beaut. It's a beaut. What movie's that from? What? It's a beaut. If anybody remembers it, we're coming up to the season of that movie. Inverse head and shoulders, nothing's changed with the target. I need a close of a 48.73 roughly. Copper. Was watching to see if we trigger a %B buy today. Not looking good. Copper looks like it's breaking down. Dollar index finally pulling back, coming back to the daily rotation zone. This was a little %B, not, I would not say sell short, but a %B take profits after this run up, and now looking for a pullback and potential re-entry. Euro, here we go. Euro, even if you flipped, or I've actually flipped this around to the aggressive side with the little stronger bounce, but all the targets hit either way. So now I'm watching at this key breakdown 115.40 area to anywhere in 115.50 area for a topping pattern. We already just hit the daily rotation zone. So, but there's no key sell pattern just yet. Very good. Christmas vacation. This is turning into, what kind of channel is this turning into? By the way, this is a follow through %B buy also on the euro, but has hit the first target. Rick had mayo and fries in Bruges. It blows my mind that there's expensive beef tallow, artisan beef tallow. Is that what inflation means? There's expensive beef tallow now? Beef tallow fries is, man, beef tallow used to be so cheap. Oh, what do I think of anchored VWAPs or regular ones? I've been playing with it. I prefer the still regular ones, but I have not. I've been playing with anchored, but I've not played with it enough. I just want to go back to Christmas vacation. It's a beaut. Oh, I'm sorry. There goes the viewership count. There goes the viewership count. Spiders did not make it back to the 50% harmonic. Slight gap down today, so 677.58 for the gap fill. Very key support around 674.65. All right. If we did break below that, there's still a gap fill left behind to 671.76. That would be my target if we take out yesterday's lows. Yeah, sirloin, everything's expensive, but you know what? There's no inflation. There's no inflation. That's all I'm saying. That's the talking point. That's the talking point. I can pick on everybody. There's no inflation. And I got to show my ID at the grocery store. Didn't know that one either. Uh, on both sides, can we just get government is useless. So I don't want big government at all. All right, can we just get government out of stuff except for the bare minimum? Gap down in the queue, 621.68, 623.28. You know, people are useless except the ones that show up to this live stream. We got a lot of useful people on this live stream. I have to say that key support 618.40 for me. That's all I have to say. We got a lot of maybe AI replacement is a good thing. Did not quite hit the 50% retracement yesterday. A Bitcoin, we had the little mini double. Hitting first, second, not quite to the third target, but against the rotation zone and hitting a very key breakdown level right here. If you were spotting that, I should have called that one out yesterday with my target, but still, there's no new sell setup yet. But I'm watching in case it does roll over and especially takes out about 101,800. Google, we gotta. Do you mind if I do Google? That's the one I always like. Alphabet. What I am watching here, because we are very still overextended. Last time we had a 3-day pullback to the weekly rotation zone, rotating up, and now we're insanely. Not to say Google's gotta stop, but look at this on the monthly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Google, it was an aggressive entry yesterday. I'm now watching again. It hasn't put in a topping pattern. I'm watching to see if this enters double top territory. I would like a bigger pullback before because it's a tradable. Yeah, it's scalpy tradable still to the upside. It was an entry yesterday. However, I'm watching to see if this gets some potential double top territory and then would trigger. It may not trigger before it's invalidated. Why? Because of this. That's the monthly, even the weekly. Okay? We don't even have to return. This is rising up. It doesn't have to get all the way back to this gap fill, but even a return to 265 area would be a better entry from my perspective. Double bottom. All right. Let's see. Sterling, that's why you're paid the big bucks. Yep. So at least it was a stop raise on that. It is done. It is done because it spiked below 75%. So there's no pattern besides key support resistance in the S&P now yet. The NASDAQ looks like it's done too. You still have the potential double top in place on the NASDAQ. I'm still erring aside on choppier trading though. $80 tri-tip out here in California. It was £5, but $80 only in ground beef now. I used to remember getting tri-tip was such a good deal, and now it is. I was talking to my wife this morning about that. We were on the phone this morning, and we were talking about tri-tip. Funny enough, and I commented on how expensive it has gotten. What? $10 for the cheap deodorant? That stinks. Sorry, had to make that joke. $10 for cheap deodorant. You will own nothing and be happy about it. You will be able to afford nothing and be happy about it. So we might as well go to DraftKings and bet the parlays, a 5-way parlay to make all the money. Sorry, it's been a been a morning. It's been a morning. It's been up since 2:45. So, all right, that's where we sit. That's where we sit. I don't think I missed anything. Nvidia, first target hit, by the way, yesterday on the double into the rotation zone. Remember, I would not be looking at that third target. I would definitely be looking at that second target. These things are not looking strong right now. Not looking strong. For all those Tesla people, there is a minor potential double top here and a major, still weekly potential double top. They may never trigger, but there is a minor potential double top. You can see it right here on the 4-hour. All right. Sterling is selling a ES Iron Condor 5 wide. Okay. You guys are great. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Andrea, thank you for doing that analysis on the Indianapolis real estate market. I really appreciate everybody. Again, I will be back tomorrow morning. Let's see if this shutdown can finally end. Longest one ever. Until that, I got to go respond to some things. I will talk to everyone later. Again, if you have to reach me, it's pathtradingpartners@gmail.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading day. Bye for now.